man. But we're gonna kick this off first talking about the in-season tournament, man. Last night we had two more knockout round games. Of course, what happened on Monday? The New Orleans Pelicans beat the Sacramento Kings for the third time this year, and of course, in the East we had an upset. We had the Boston Celtics lose to Tyrese Halliburton and the Indiana Pacers. Those two teams advanced, and then last night the Bucks took on the New York Knicks as they won in blowout fashion, 146-122. Hit a franchise record 35 3-point threes. Giannis Antetokounmpo had 35 points, 10 rebounds, 8 assists. And in the Western bracket, the Los Angeles Lakers defeated Kevin Durant, Devin Booker, and the Phoenix Suns 106-103. LeBron James had 31 points, 11 rebounds, and 8 assists, only 2 assists shy of a triple double. Very controversial call in that second game, man, with it coming down to the wire. The Lakers were able to get a timeout, even though Austin Reeves did not have control of the ball. And that was something that cannot be reviewed. Frank Vogel was upset. Kevin Durant was upset. Devin Booker was very upset, as he did what a lot of light-skinned niggas do, and that's take their problems to Instagram. As he complained about that when he needed to be complaining about shooting 30% from the fucking field last night. Uh, I thought it was a bad call. I think it was obvious that it was a bad call. Anybody who says it's not a bad call is just not being realistic about the thing. It was a bad call. You cannot call a timeout when you don't have full possession of the ball. This is like simple shit, but it's not reviewable for whatever reason. We all joke about Adam Silver made the call. I don't know if that was necessarily the case, but I'm pretty sure Adam Silver is not crying tears knowing he has LeBron James and the most popular franchise in basketball heading to Las Vegas for the first ever in season Final Four. So I mean, it was a competitive game. It's just something about this Phoenix Suns team that I just do not like. I think it's constructed very weirdly. Kevin Durant has been playing well. Devin Booker is what he is, and I understand that they haven't had Bradley Beal really at all. I think Beal has played maybe 2 games this season. He's been having back problems since preseason and early days of training camp, and they hope to get him within the next couple weeks. So we haven't seen them at full strength. I just don't like how they're constructed, and I don't think they're going to be any legitimate championship contender unless they make some changes to that roster. As far as the Los Angeles Lakers, the Lakers are finally getting their guys back healthy. This is something where, a lot of guys have been out of the lineup. Austin Reeves, Jared Vanderbilt. Surprisingly, Anthony Davis and LeBron James have actually been in the lineup so far, which has been good for them. They've been trying to figure out new rotations and just really trying to get this new roster together. I think that, of course, there's rumors about, maybe them possibly getting Zach LaVine once December 15th goes by, and the Bulls can actually trade people who are signed to a newly signed contract. I don't think they need Zach LaVine. I don't think they need Zach LaVine. I wouldn't have a problem with him going there if we actually get the assets we deserve back. But I think this team just needs to stay healthy and try to stay on the course they have right now. I mean, with everything they've been through, they're only the 4th seed. But this was a big win for them. They've had Phoenix's number all season. Already beat them 2 times prior to this. Both of them were comeback dubs. Anthony Davis. Anthony Davis, I know he gets there's a lot of Laker fans out there who hate him. There's a lot of Laker fans out there who give him a lot of excuses for the way he plays. I look at it like this. The dude doesn't do enough. I've said that. I'm going to continue to say that. Do I think he's going to change? No. At this particular point, I just think that's who Anthony Davis is. 22 points in the first half, then you give me 5 the rest of the game, missing bunnies at the rim. That just kind of stuff just can't happen. As great as it is to watch LeBron James play as well he has. And it's freaking incredible. The fact that I'm 35. He's been doing this since I was 15. It's crazy. I've only seen this one other time in sports, and that was with Tom Brady. So it's good to see. But I'm going to keep saying he should be playing at this particular level every night, night in, night out, especially this early season, if Anthony Davis just did more. So those are 2 things right there that haven't changed much. On the East, the Knicks find themselves in a hole. Not really a hole, but a predicament. And I said predicament because they in a predicament that a lot of middle of the road teams face. With your first year together after getting a big acquisition, somebody like a Jalen Brunson, who is clearly who's been proven since he got that contract they gave him was he's worth every dollar, is that they still don't have a team that has, that gear to go to the next level. They've been doing a lot of middle of the road things. Unless they're able to bring in another star to help Jalen Brunson, that's just where they're going to be. And we all know the worst place to be in the NBA. It's not bad. It's absolutely the middle. And to me, that's where the New York Knicks are. In this particular game, started off with a little bit of fight at the beginning, but this was a blowout really in the second half. Damian Lillard and Giannis Antetokounmpo really starting to gel now, which would be scary for the league. They're still going to have some defensive issues. I don't think it's going to be 100% solved unless they bring some other great defenders at the deadline that can help. But you got to love what you're seeing from the Bucks. They're slowly starting to get it together, man. Now we get into these upcoming matchups, man. We've got the Celtics taking on the Indiana Pacers, man, and Tyrese Halliburton, man. You always like to see when younger players, ascending to the superstar level. And that's exactly what you're seeing here with the way he's been playing this season, especially the way he played in that knockout round game on Monday. And it was dope to see that crowd loud and enter into it. It really felt like a playoff game at the beginning of December, which you had to think this was Adam Silver's plan when he put this together. And I said this on the show. I've said this on my Twitter page when it was announced. I thought the in-season tournament was a terrible idea. These are one of the two new ideas that Adam Silver has introduced, post bubble, and that has been the in-season tournament. The play-in tournament and the in-season tournament here. And I love the play-in idea from the jump, and it was a lot of other people who didn't like that, but it came out great. And to the point, we even had a play-in team make the NBA Finals last season with the Miami Heat. The in-season tournament just didn't make any sense to me. I didn't think the players would play well and play as into it and be as locked in as they have been. Obviously, I underestimated just how much $500,000 to these already millionaires really was important. But it's been a smashing success, man. This is the most locked in I've been in the NBA prior to Christmas in God knows how long. And it's been intense. And it's been good for the younger fans. We even had a couple, not younger fans, younger players. You even had a couple players on the Indiana Pacers say these are the biggest games they have played in their life. And to have those playoff type crowds, have that atmosphere. And if your team that's on the rise, this is something that you can look at as something that's a notch on the belt. Like, okay, we won the in-season championship. Now let's go over here and make these playoffs and try to take it to the next level as far as winning the NBA championship. I do think, and shout out my co-host JR Bang. He's been saying it really all season. He doesn't want one of the powerhouses in the NBA to win this tournament. He wants an up and coming team to win this tournament, which I actually agree. I do want that to happen, which means you're going to need a Pacers or a Pelicans to win that. I don't know how realistic it is for the Pacers to win it. For the Pelicans, I definitely could see it. I don't know if I'm not gonna say it won't lose any prestige if you have the Lakers or let's say the Bucks win it. But I definitely think it would be cooler to see a young up on the rise team win this more than anything. But it's just been amazing. I'm really interested to see how these next two games are gonna go. Vegas is slowly becoming not slowly but fastly becoming a sports hotbed out there. You got the Las Vegas Aces who have won back-to-back WNBA championships. You got the Raiders out there who've been out there for a couple seasons. And now you heard the news a couple weeks ago, the Oakland A's will be moving to Vegas. So they're really getting a lot of things going for us. UFC is there, all the fighting, all the boxing matchups are there. And it's really becoming cool to see. So I really want to know what it's going to be like presence-wise. How many celebrities they're going to give out. What's the atmosphere going to feel like? Is it going to feel like an actual championship game? I think that's going to be something that's going to be just to watch. And I'm already loving the presentation of it. ESPN and TNT doing the simulcast with, bringing different talent over to different networks. Reggie Miller's going to be calling the game with Mike Breen and Doris Burke on Thursday, which is going to be, even though people find Reggie annoying, I find Reggie annoying every now and then. But overall, I don't think he's as bad of a commentator as a lot of a lot of NBA Twitter thinks that he is. But to me, the thing that's going to stand out the most, one I'm really looking forward to tomorrow, is having Stephen A. Smith on Inside the NBA with Ernie, Kenny, Chuck, and Shaq. That's going to be very, very entertaining. But if you're Adam Silver, you should be beyond happy this. If you're an NBA fan, you have guys like me who aren't really locked in to after Christmas. And honestly, I'm really not really locked in like that till after the Super Bowl, where I really have no choice. But I've been locked in this time, and it's been really, really great basketball. And I really think these last two games are going to be incredible. Having said that, I'm going to go with, this is going to sound like, the easy pick, but I'm gonna go Bucks and Lakers in this one, and I think the Pelicans can beat the Lakers. I don't think. I mean, of course, it wouldn't shock me if the Pacers beat the Bucks because this is a one-game thing. This isn't a best-of-7 series, so they could catch them lacking for one game on a neutral site. But the Pacers defense has just been so bad. Now, granted, it was better in the last game against the Celtics, but overall this season, their defense has been ranked like 30th, and that's something you can't do against a very explosive team that is Giannis Antetokounmpo and Damian Lillard. So I'm gonna go with the Bucks in that one, and I'm gonna go with the Lakers. I think the Lakers really, really want this. I think that also the Pelicans want this. A lot of things that a story that nobody's talking about. We all know Zion versus LeBron gives the highlights, but Brandon Ingram was the reason they won that game against the Kings on Monday night. He's going to want to get some get back against the team that traded him. So that's going to be an interesting nugget right there. Would not shock me whatsoever if New Orleans wins this game. And I almost want to pick them, but I'm already lost 2 games in my picks that I had on Monday. So I'm going to go with the status quo, and that will be the Los Angeles Lakers versus the Milwaukee Bucks. And who doesn't want to spend a Saturday afternoon, if you're on the West Coast, Saturday evening, watching the 2 best players of the last 20 years facing off for the first ever NBA Cup, Dame and LeBron James. That's going to be fun. And overall, I'm going to say, I think I'm going to go Milwaukee Bucks. I think the Milwaukee Bucks are going to win it, and this is going to be something that's just going to jumpstart them even more. They're starting to gel between Dame and Giannis, and I think this is going to be something they can put on the belt on their notch and continue to go in the right direction. So I'm going to go with the Milwaukee Bucks as your in-season champions, the first one to hold the first ever NBA Cup. Paper on this player haters, old news, money on the other line, so I'm not gonna hold you. Money on the other line, so I'm not gonna